looking at the beautiful and spectacular city of Vancouver, British Columbia, the site for the worldwide premiere of LFL Canada. Hello everybody, and thanks so much for joining us for this historic night for LFL football. Along with former Florida Gator quarterback and LFL head coach Bobby Huco, I'm Van Earl Wright. 43 countries around the world tuning in to this debut of LFL Canada. We're fired up.
43 countries. I'm a little bit nervous, Van Earl, but this is what it's all about. This is why you lift the weights for all those hours. This is why you study film. This is why you practice every night of the week. It all leads up to this. Opening night, the bright lights, the media, the fanfare. I'm fired up, Van Earl.
Me too. And for this season debut, we've got the Regina Rage taking on the British Columbia Angels. Tell us about the Rage and their quarterback.
Their quarterback, in my opinion, is the number one quarterback in the LFL. We're talking about the free agent acquisition from Las Vegas, Nikki Johnson. She led the league in passing efficiency last year. She can kill you in the air or kill you on the ground.
And how about on the defensive side of the ball for the Regina Rage?
For the Rage, they have two standouts. Rookie sensation, Kylie Rossler. Look for her to be one of the top tacklers in the LFL this year. She's been killing it in preseason, just busting people up on offense. But the big story on defense is the acquisition from Los Angeles, the most feared player in the LFL, Tessa Barrera. She has an incredible motor, she has a killer attitude, and she will play big tonight as she will all year, Van Earl.
Barrera is a fierce football player, no doubt about it. Now the British Columbia Angels are the heavy favorite to win this season debut for LFL Canada. Tell us why, Bobby.
Why, Van Earl? Two simple reasons. They have great size and they have great athletes. That size on the offensive line should open holes tonight for a rookie sensational running back. Mark her name down, Stephanie Manu. She is as good as anybody I've ever seen in the LFL. I look for her to play big tonight. The only problem is she's coming in with a broken nose. We'll see how that plays out.
And how about their quarterback? Old in life, young when it comes to LFL football.
Absolutely. She's 36 years old in life, a little experienced just like you are, Van Earl. But in the LFL, she's inexperienced, and it's a different game playing full live contact football. She has a good arm, but not a great arm. She has to come up big tonight for them to keep their number one rank.
All right, the stage is set. The kickoff for LFL Canada is next. Moments away from kickoff, but first we introduce the third member of our broadcast team, Nadia Bedricki.
Thanks, guys. I have two projected rookies right here. I have Regina's Kylie Rossler. So Kylie, it's been a long, hard season for you guys, off-season, in preparation for tonight's game. Tell us a little bit about that.
You know, it's been a long preparation, but it's game. Finally, we get to mutter those words. It's game day, baby. It's game day, and we're ready to go out here and destroy.
And Stephanie, you are coming into the Buster Knows. You
into
are
LFL Canada.
Wearing that face mask tonight did not stop you. What does it mean to you and your team to play in front of your home crowd today for the first LFL Canada game?
This means everything to us. I mean, to be here at home for the very first game, we couldn't ask for any more. Our fans are the greatest fans in the LFL, so I mean, this is just fantastic, and we're so excited.
Great. Well, there you have it, guys. These two teams are fired up and ready to go for the first game of LFL Canada.
Let's go, guys. Blast someone. Set the tone. Be the hammer, not the nail, okay? Be the fucking hammer, not the nail.
Good kick, deep in the end zone. Kylie Rossler for Regina deciding to bring it out. Not a bad decision. Good return of 24 yards to the Regina 17, Bobby.
The opening game of LFL Canada. These two teams are sky high, Van Earl.
First and 10 for the Regina Rage. From the 17, big 6'1" Sydney Froelich, an American import, as is the quarterback for the Rage, Nikki Johnson from the Las Vegas Sin. The Rage hoping that experience will help them find their way in LFL Canada. It'll be first and 10 from the 17 for Nikki Johnson and the Regina Rage. Pitch to Kylie Rossler on the right side. Good run, pickup of about 5 yards out to the 22.
Great hit there by Jessica Hopkins.
Jessica Hopkins, another import. She's playing for the BC Angels. She also played for the Seattle Mist. Here's a look at the starters for the Rage offense. Kylie Rossler, expected to carry a big load in the running game. Tessa Barrera did not play any offense in her American LFL career, but being relied upon in the tight end position, and Nikki Johnson, the starting quarterback from the Las Vegas Sin. 2nd and 5. Johnson to the air. Oh! Just a little bit underthrown. That would have been a scoring play, Bobby.
She had her open. All she has to do is lay it out there, Vander. Watch this. She's open. Just get the ball out there in the end zone. It's a touchdown.
Here's Nikki's thoughts on playing for the Rage.
I'm really amped up for tonight's game. It's going to be an incredible experience. Coming in as a vet with all these rookies just gives me another experience to be able to be a leader. And that's exactly what I intend on doing tonight, is leading them all the way to a win.
And she definitely proved her leadership capability as well as her quarterbacking ability. 12 TD tosses and only 1 pick while playing in LFL US. The handoff there to Kylie Rossler, but another good defensive play by Jessica Hopkins, and she's happy to share about her play with Rossler.
Jessica Hopkins right here. She moved from free safety to linebacker, and look, she looks like Tessa Barrera in there right now. She's all over the field.
Here's a look at the defensive starters for the BC Angels. Stevie Sneur, captain of the national rugby team for Canada, and Kate Marshall playing a mean cornerback for BC. The Angel defense looking to stop the Rage right now as Regina faces a 4th and 7 from the 20.
Regina needs to come out strong to get on top. They're big underdogs. Nikki Johnson has to get on fire quick.
Again looking for Whitney Murata, but that time overthrown. 4 plays and out for the Regina Rage offense. Ball goes over on downs. The Angels will take over. Tessa Barrera firing up her Rage defenders.
We need the fucking ball. We need the fucking ball.
Here's what Marianne Hansen had to say about her
I expect it to be fucking exciting in here.
Angels.
I know that there's going to be a lot of energy. What I've got to do is calm myself down, calm my teammates down, and so we can focus on that first play and take it from there.
And now Marianne has a chance for her first play as quarterback in the LFL, and she goes for it immediately. Oh!
I think she caught it. Vander, I think she has it.
That looks like a touchdown to me, but the refs are waving it off. That would have been a heck of a debut, handling a bad snap as well.
She throws it deep. It looks good, Vander. Oh, she dropped it at the end.
Right
incomplete.
At the end. Could not complete the football play. Intended for Elisa Garcia, coming up empty.
Garcia is the fastest girl in the LFL, and she got behind the coverage there. Could have been an early touchdown there for BC.
2nd and 10 now for the BC Angels. Hansen handing it off to Manu. Finding some running room. Good gain for the Angels.
Manu showing why she has the potential to be one of the top backs in the LFL. Definitely LFL Canada, maybe the entire LFL. Basic sweep right here. She turns the corner. Incredible style right there. Cuts in. She looks as good as Ferrari does, Van Earl.
Sydney Froelich with the tackle. Now 3rd and 1 for the Angels. Hansen looking comfortable so far in her debut. Oh boy, Jeanette Jackson started off too early. That'll be a false start against the Angels and back them up 5 yards.
That's going to happen, Van Earl. Games like this, the first time ever playing a game, pre-game jitters, jittery. In the second half, that won't happen. In the first quarter, it happens all the time.
Wayne Steele, our lead referee, and part of the crew, whistling the Angels for that false start. 3rd and 6, handoff to Manu. Racing down the right side, great gain, very close to the goal line, Bobby.
That's the way to calm down the jitters. Give the ball to Stephanie Manu. She came ready to play tonight. She looks as good as any first team back in the LFL, Van Earl.
5'8", 135 pounds is Manu. Now 1st and goal for Marianne Hansen and the Angels.
1st and goal, Angels.
Coming up on 2.5 minutes left here in the first period. Hansen under center. 1st and goal from the 1. End around. Oh, big Sydney Froelich getting in the backfield and throwing a loss. Very nice defensive play by Froelich.
Big country. Sydney Froelich, what a play. Stopping a touchdown. She's one of the top two-way players in the LFL, a great tight end, and she's showing her stuff on defense right now.
Backing up the Angels to the 3-yard line, so it'll be 2nd and goal. 3 yards to go. Marianne Hansen and the Angels pretty much sticking to the ground game in this first offensive possession of theirs. Handoff to Manu, right side, touchdown, BC Angels. Stephanie Manu carrying the workload that whole drive for the Angels. Look at the Snow Angels celebration. They came prepared.
Gotta love the Snow Angels, and you gotta love Stephanie Manu. She came to play tonight. She is a baller, Van Der. Look at this run.
Showing a lot of toughness and a lot of determination for pay dirt right there is Manu. Lining up for the conversion, going for 2 is Marianne Hansen and the BC Angels.
Your Angels are going for the 2-point conversion.
Gonna work from under center. Hansen going to the air, looking over the middle. Fight for the ball. Conversion is no good, but the BC Angels are the first on the board with a 6-0 lead.
Marianne Hansen trying to throw the quick post pattern right there. I don't know why they just didn't give the ball to Manu again the way she was running. It was a great play there by the defense. Sydney Froelich came to play tonight. I'll tell you what, hopefully the Angels don't run away with this game.
5 plays, 20 yards for the Angels. They take the early lead, 6-0 in this debut of LFL Canada. Back in the spectacular and beautiful city of Vancouver. The site for the debut of LFL Canada, the home team BC Angels, off to a 6-0 lead as we play the final 88 seconds of the first quarter.
This is a big series here for Nikki Johnson. Nikki Johnson has to play some ball. She's got to put this team on her shoulders and score some points.
Nikki Johnson under center, looking to go to the air. Moving to her right, having to scramble, taken down by Jessica Hopkins. Looks like she might have picked up a yard or 2.
This play right here, Nikki Johnson has the time. She's got to deliver the ball. Look, she has time. 1, 2, 3, throw the ball. She's scrambling back there. She's looking at the rush instead of looking downfield. Jessica Hopkins, on the other hand, making that transition from safety to linebacker, is showing her stuff.
Now 2nd and 10 for the Regina Rage as we enter the final minute of the quarter. Kylie Rossler in the backfield behind Nikki Johnson. Pitching it to Rossler, left side, immediately net. Big hit. The Angel defense up to the challenge.
That's the problem right there. There's no offensive line right now for Regina. This big front for BC is not letting them run the ball at all.
Pickup of 2 yards on the play. We'll see if Nikki Johnson and the Rage can get off a play here before the first quarter comes to an end. Ball on the 13-yard line. I don't think they realize how close they are to the end of the quarter. Taking their time here. Nikki Johnson again under center and still Rossler in the backfield. Fake to her. Johnson looking to throw. Having to scramble. Wow. Hit. Dropping her shoulder. Very aggressive by Nikki Johnson. Look out.
Here we go.
Now we're getting into the intensity.
A little hand combat out there.
These ladies want it. You can tell. Tessa Barrera, of course, right in the middle of it.
Of course, she's going to be right in the middle, man. Nikki Johnson has time, scrambles around. Here's why she's a great athlete she is. She is all LFL because of this. She lowers the boom, puts that shoulder down.
Beautiful run. Dropping her shoulder into Whitney Murado, and then they get after it right there with the refs have to step in.
Of course, Tessa Barrera is right in the middle.
We are through one quarter, and the BC Angels lead it 6-0. Look at historic Water Street in downtown Vancouver as we get ready for the second quarter after a chaotic end to the first quarter.
Get the fuck off her! Get rocked, bitch! Good run, baby.
Tessa Barrera. We said it at the top. A fierce competitor, Bobby.
She sure is. Nikki Johnson right now, this is where she's got to come to play.
Throwing it up for Tessa Barrera, but good defense on display right there.
Stevie Snoor right there. 3 times she was on the Canadian national rugby team. Watch this defensive play, Van Earl. This could have been a touchdown. Great scramble by Johnson. She throws it up, but Snoor with an outstanding defensive play.
Very good defensive play. Tessa Barrera, not used to playing offense, but they need her experience and her athletic ability to bolster their offensive attack through the Regina Rage.
Absolutely. Tessa actually in the All-Star game, she played a little bit at tight end, so she's used in position, but because their line is so small, they have her up front tonight.
2nd and 10, the Regina Rage are in Angels territory, working from their 23-yard line.
They need some points, Van Earl. They need some points bad right now.
Absolutely. This is a key drive for Nikki Johnson and the Rage. Handoff right there to Carmen Berceau. Nice pickup, 6 yards, getting it down to the 16-yard line.
Great hit right there. Jessica Hopkins again. She's showing why this move is going to help out this team so much. Last year, especially in Seattle, with the loss of Cam Warner, Jessica Hopkins stepping up at linebacker.
Now 3rd and 4 for Nikki Johnson and the Regina Rage. Big crowd on hand here in British Columbia, enjoying their first taste of LFL action north of the border. Working from under center, Nikki Johnson looking to go to the air. Looking right, side finding Sydney Froelich. Big 6 foot 1 inch Sydney Froelich, big country, as she likes to be called, down inside the 5-yard line.
Great play by Nikki Johnson. She looks like Warren Moon back there. It's her 3rd receiver. She checks down, hits big country out in the flat, almost takes it in.
It'll be 1st and goal from the 2-yard line for the Regina Rage. Right on the doorstep of getting on the scoreboard. They definitely need to do so in this drive, their 2nd offensive possession.
Nikki Johnson in Vegas, she had a lot of weapons. She doesn't have that many weapons here with Regina. She might have to do this all on her own all night.
Carmen Berceau lined up behind quarterback Nikki Johnson in the Rage backfield. Berceau gets it on the pitch down the left side. Oh,
man.
Big denial by Kate Marshall of the BC Angels.
Big hit by Kate Marshall. She grew up in an athletic family. Everybody in her family played sports, and it's showing right here. Look at this hit. Bam!
Would you believe that away from the football field, she's a winemaker? That's a contrast in style.
You would after that hit. I think Regina needs a glass of wine.
They do. 2nd and goal from the 4, loss of 2 for the Rage offense. The Rage offense doesn't look nearly as organized as the Angels offense has shown so far in this game. Johnson keeping it herself, looks like a design run, and she's in for the score. The Regina Rage gets on the board. Nikki Johnson with the honors, a 4-yard touchdown run.
Looks like Tim Tebow, little spread option right there, doing it all herself. Nikki Johnson taking it in for 6.
That time they did have some good blocking, and it proved to be a very big key to their offensive success.
It's a real tough job.
Right now, Nikki Johnson and the Rage lining up for 2 points after the score.
That was big, Van Earl. They could not let this game get away. Tying it up 6-6. Heck with a 7.5-point favorite with BC. Regina with Nikki Johnson. She's a veteran. She proved her stuff last year in Las Vegas. She's taking charge out here.
And a nice sustained drive by Nikki Johnson and the Rage as well. 7 plays, 35 yards. This is the point after, or in this case, points after, as they go for 2. Looking for the jump ball to 6 foot 1 inch Sydney Froelich, and why not? And there's a look at Tessa Barrera mixing it up on the opposite side.
Tessa Barrera going unbelievable. She's going nuts tonight. The mounted police might show up and take her out tonight, Van Earl.
They've never seen anything like Tessa Barrera up here in Canada, that's for sure. We've got a tie ball game. 6-6. Nikki Johnson getting the Rage on the board. We are tied at 6 points apiece here in Vancouver, British Columbia. The Regina Rage has rallied to tie the ball game with the BC Angels. And now BC will take over on their own 15. Marianne Hansen under quarterback, handed it off to Stephanie Manu. Left side picking up a gain of 6 yards.
You can see the game plan now is to give Manu the ball. She is a game breaker right there. Sydney Fraley came up with a great hit right there. She's going to have to do more of that because Manu is one of the best players I've seen so far in the LFL. She is going to be a superstar, Van Earl.
And, of course, she's playing with that broken nose, which is a credit to her toughness. 2nd and 4 for the Angels. Again, Manu, this time up the middle, finding room on the left side and picking up a first down for the Angels.
You mentioned that broken nose, Van Earl. She's playing with a special face mask. She's got the most famous broken nose I've ever seen since Marsha Brady.
First down pickup as Sydney Frolick and the Rays try to find a way to slow down the Angels offense. So far, the Angels offense is looking pretty good in this contest. Their preparation, a whole lot of preparation in the offseason for this first year of LFL Canada is paying off right now for Marianne Hansen and the Angels.
Marianne Hansen has played ball with Alicia and a lot of these players for 3 years now.
Hansen, quick drop, quick delivery. Kate Marshall on the receiving end, went down to a knee, made the catch, and picked up a few yards extra. Good play again for the Angels offense.
Kate Marshall playing great tonight on both sides of the ball. Right here, quick 3-step drop, just a hook. Kate Marshall takes the ball, turns it upfield, almost gets the first down. Kate Marshall turned into a superstar tonight, Van Earl.
Now 2nd and 3 after the pickup of 7 yards off the pass play. Deep into the opposition's territory from the 16-yard line. Again, Hansen back to throw. Going to the end zone, looking for Kate Marshall. Oh, and Elisa Garcia comes out of nowhere and makes the touchdown catch to the delight of the Angels crowd.
Unbelievable. She was throwing the ball to Kate Marshall. The ball comes off her hand horrible. It looks like a wounded Canadian goose out there. And Alicia comes over out of nowhere and makes a touchdown out of it.
Kisses the wall and completes the touchdown play. Great play, great improv by Elisa Garcia.
Improv to say the least. Tessa Barrera right there, almost a cheap shot. In the NFL, she might be fine. I don't know what Mitch Mortaz is going to do with that hit.
That's not almost, that was a cheap shot. Here are the Angels lining up for the points after going for 2. Deep drop for Hansen. Garcia wide open over the middle, back of the end zone. 2-point conversion for the BC Angels. They take a 14-6 lead here in the final 2 minutes of the first half. Hansen and the BC Angels offense running in high gear in this LFL Canada debut. Entering the final minute and 40 seconds of the first half here between the BC Angels and the Regina Rage. Nikki Johnson and the Rage have it in their own territory. 2nd and 15. Pass. Nice slant pass to Whitney Murado. Pickup of 11 yards. Taken down by Ashley Petrie.
Good play there by Murado. 3-step drop, quick post, hit Murado quick seam like that. Great play by Nikki Johnson.
Now a 3rd and 5 for Murado and Johnson and the Regina Rage. Minute 15 left in the half. Johnson again back to pass, going left. Looking for Ashley Richter, but a little too long.
That's not a bad play selection, Van Earl, right there. They're doubling up on Murado on the other side, trying to hit Rickler on the left side. She's not open, but it opens up the defense. Nikki Johnson should come back to Murado right now. That's her playmaker. That's going to be the game breaker.
I totally agree with that. Got to be looking for Murado.
It's only a matter of time between these two players, two different teams with two superstars. Murado from Minnesota, free agent. Johnson from Vegas. These two can play.
I tell you, Nikki Johnson is a coach on the field for the Regina Rage. It looks like she's explaining just about every play she's calling in the huddle. 4th and 5 for Regina. One minute left in the half. Johnson scrambling around. Got to get rid of it. Oh, loses her footing and goes down. And then Kylie Rosser taking exception, defending her quarterback. No lack of intensity in this debut for LFL Canada.
A lot of time back there. Johnson has plenty of time. Great coverage back there by BC. She has nowhere to go with the ball. She has to take the sack. That just hurts right there. They needed points badly, Van Earl.
I think she needed to get rid of that ball, though, Bobby, to avoid that sack, and you can see the testiness that's on display. BC Angels will take over. 47 seconds left in the half. Angels trying to build on their 18-point lead of 14-6. They get the ball in fantastic field position, 10 yards away from the end zone. Marianne Hansen, the quarterback from under center. Handing it off. Stephanie Manu.
Here she goes.
Got it in the end zone. What a workhorse for the BC Angels.
Oh, Canada, Vanderbilt. That girl is the best player I've seen tonight. She's going to be a major factor in LFL Canada this year.
Absolutely. Only needing one play of the BC Angels to build on their lead. Right now, it's a lead of 14 with the conversion upcoming.
If you want touchdowns and points, give the ball to Manu. Right there, she's already got 50 yards, Van Earl. 6 rushes, 50 yards. This girl's a star.
2 touchdowns for Manu. Here comes the conversion for Marianne Hansen and the BC Angels. Going for 2 points. Hansen getting rid of it, looking off, and beautiful completion to Stevie Snoor.
Great play by Hansen. Watch her eyes, Van Earl. She looks right. She looks right. She looks like a CFL quarterback. Comes back. Stevie Snoor, the rugby player, wide open in the end zone.
BC Angels offense is really impressive so far, Bobby.
Absolutely. Stevie Snoor, she's a rugby player. She's getting her feet wet in the LFL. Hansen showing that she can become a top quarterback. Great look-off by Hansen, finding Snoor for the points.
Stevie Snoor, 5'8", 165 pounds, and as Bobby mentioned, captain of the national rugby team. All right, here comes Regina, less than 30 seconds ago. 1st and 10, incomplete, intended for Whitney Murado.
Not good timing right there. Nikki Johnson took too long on a quick post. She pumped the ball, let the defense come up. Watch this, there's the pump. You can't do that on a 3-foot drop like that.
We'll see if the Rage offense is able to muster any points in these final 25 seconds of the first half. Now facing a 2nd and 10 from their own 15-yard line.
They need points badly right here. They got to come in with something before halftime. Other than that, Van Earl, it could be a runaway for BC.
Finally, Nikki Johnson working from the shotgun. Going. For Whitney Murado, and Whitney Murado had a touchdown in her sights.
That could have been huge, Van Earl. She got behind the coverage. Nikki Johnson looked so comfortable out of the shotgun. I don't know why she's not back there all night. Pump fake. Murado gets behind the coverage. She takes her eye off the ball.
Plus, stick your hands out there, Bobby. Go out and grab that football. Don't let it get next to your body. Whitney Murado, a missed opportunity right there for the Regina Rage. Now 3rd and 10. 17 and a half seconds left. For player coach Nikki Johnson.
She is a player coach in there. She's taking control of this whole team.
Absolutely. This time back working from underneath center. Johnson back to pass. Good protection. Tucks it and runs and barrels her way for the first down into BC Angels territory. Great hard run by Nikki Johnson. The second kind like that of the game.
She's looking like Michael Vick the way she's taking control of this game. She's throwing it deep, separating the coverage from the receivers, and then she takes the ball like this, puts it under her arm, and runs for her first down.
Taking on the defenders at the end of the run as well. But a flag on the play, so the first down will be eliminated, and they'll move the Rage offense back another 5 yards. That's a blow.
That's a big blow, but Nikki Johnson, Van Earl, you got to be impressed. She's like a player coach out there. I mean, with all the turmoil that's gone on with the Regina staff, they already lost one coach. They had to come in with a second coach. Nikki Johnson has taken this team on her shoulders. Look at her talking to the players, telling everybody what to do. She's a player coach. You got to hand it to her.
And every one of those players is definitely glued in to Johnson. They are paying attention to her because they all know she knows what's going on out there and what the offense needs to be like.
You're right, Van Earl. In the regular LFL last year, her and Ashley Salerno were the top two. Right now, I think she's taking a step ahead by playing LFL Canada.
So after the penalty, it'll be a 3rd and 15 as the Rage offense gets backed up to their own 10-yard line. This will be the final play of the first half. Johnson looking for a miracle.
Got a shot.
Oh, Whitney Murado made the catch and
She
got
did.
it.
Whoa.
Into the end zone, touchdown on the last play of the second half. Nikki Johnson throwing it up for grabs. Whitney Murado comes down with it. Touchdown, Regina Rage.
Sensational play here by Johnson and Murado. All the time, she throws it up, a Hail Mary. Watch Murado against the wall, pulls it down, doesn't get touched, coming in. The way Vander, was her knee down?
That was mighty close.
It's going to be real close.
The referee was right there, 3 yards away. Whitney Murado taking in the congratulations, but take another look.
Let's see, is it?
Oh.
The refs might be involved in a little Vegas action if they're calling that a touchdown.
Hey. Easy, where you going there, partner? The Regina Rage, the touchdown stands, and the Regina Rage now line up for the points after. Going for 1 point after. Again, Johnson from the gun. Looking for Tessa Barrera. But incomplete. Barrera unable to hold on the conversion play. So the score will remain 22-12.
She's open right here. Johnson finds her. She's open. It should have been points right here. Barrera, she misses the ball. And sometimes Barrera worries about fighting instead of just catching the ball and playing football.
Dramatic but also controversial endings in the first half here in British Columbia. The Angels with a 10-point advantage, 22-12. The second half after this. The Regina Rage trails at halftime by 10, and Tessa Barrera trying to fire up her teammates.
It's a team where I can play my ass off on the line, the line can play their ass off. If one safety's fucking up, we're all done for. We're all done for. We all have to, you guys, this is the ultimate team sport. Not even that. Once we cause a turnover, we cannot fucking pat ourselves on the back.
The Rage trailing 22-12, thanks in large part to a swarming BC Angels defense, stifling the Rage offense and preventing them from finding a rhythm. Nikki Johnson, though, the quarterback, displaying the grit and toughness that is necessary. She got the Rage on the board with that 4-yard touchdown run. The intensity, though, continued throughout the first half. BC quarterback Marianne Hansen with 1 TD toss and Stephanie Manu with 2 touchdown runs. But the last play of the first half, a Hail Mary from Nikki Johnson, caught by Whitney Murado. Controversial. They kept the score. It's a 22-12 ball game.
The halftime stats are very deceiving. The total yardage is even, but look at the bottom. Time of possession, almost double for Regina. BC, frankly, doesn't need that time to score. We'll be back to Vancouver for second half action right after this.
We are ready for the second half kickoff to this debut of LFL Canada in beautiful Vancouver, British Columbia. The Regina Rage lining up for the kickoff. Number 2, Andrea Stigler will have the honors. The Rage trail by 10 points. What do they need to focus on in the second half, Bobby?
They need to score points. Bottom line, Nikki Johnson's got to take the team like she is, run the team, call the plays, and score points, Vander.
Here's the kick. Not a great one. Snagged out of the air. Boom! Man, that's a car collision. And Carmen Berceau with the hit, and she is wobbly, and then she gets a cheap shot. And Tessa Barrera grabs the ref's flag, frustrating, and throws the flag for the ref. Wow, that's a heck of a lot of stuff going on there in the opening kickoff to the second half. And the ref's asking what the flag is for. What kind of call? Look at this replay.
Out of nowhere, Tessa Barrera comes in, grabs the referee's flag. I don't know what Mitch Mortaz is going to do about that fine. And then the referee, not knowing it's missing, looks back at the flag and says, what's the call?
That was a wild sequence. All right, Marianne Hansen. And, whoops, a whistle stops play. Oh, wow, Carmen Berceau looks like she is still out of it after that big hit she delivered on the kickoff, Bobby.
Vander, she actually lined up for the wrong team. She might have a concussion. Watch the top of the screen here. She lines up for BC, a wide receiver.
Oh, wow.
That's
she is out of it.
They need to get her out of the game right now.
Yeah, absolutely. She doesn't really know that we're in Vancouver.
The refs don't see her yet. The ball snapped. They finally see her. We got to get the doctors out and see what's going on with her right now. She needs to be checked out as she is.
That is good. She really delivered a hit on that opening kickoff to the second half to cause her to be in this condition. I mean, that was two just big body. Man, she is out of it. Then she took the cheap shot afterward from number 10.
Uncalled
BC.
Very uncalled for. But she gets up right there, she, as all athletes do, she took the cheap shot, she gets up, trying to see where she's at, walk off the field, but then realizes that her head's not all there.
Christine Bordignon of BC, by the way, with that cheap shot. All right, I think we're ready for some football now. 1st and 10 for Marianne Hansen and the Angels. Hand off to Manu. Why not? Great run down to the 12-yard line. Manu just a workhorse.
Manu right here. She is as good as Chris L. Harris, the Ferrari. Look at Manu. I can't wait till those two square up.
Another 1st and 10 for Hansen and the Angels offense, thanks to the efforts of number 8, Manu. This time from the 11-yard line. Again, they hand it off to Manu. Sydney Froelich with the takedown. Another 6 yards on the plus side, Bobby.
Manu was off the chain tonight, man. Just a basic handoff. Regina has nothing up front. They might have to play Nikki Johnson on defense for the next game. Manu's running at will for 5, 6, 10, 20-yard pops.
Right now, Bobby, we want to take a look at Marianne Hansen's first half numbers. Very impressive.
2 out of 3, 1 touchdown. Obviously, statistically, that's great. But when you have the running of Manu, you don't have to throw the ball tonight.
What a great offensive game plan for the Angels as well. Hansen back to pass. Caught. Stevie Schnoor. Touchdown, BC. They waste little time on their first offensive drive in the second half to build on their lead.
Stevie Schnoor is starting to learn this game. Play action pass. We've seen this before. She looks right, comes left, wide open in the end zone. Stevie Schnoor, the rugby player, now an LFL star.
So let me get this straight. 3 completions out of 4 attempts for Marianne Hansen. And 2 of those 3 completions, touchdown passes.
She is a touchdown machine. Hopefully she can keep this up all year.
For the BC Angels, that's for sure. Conversion going for 2. That's the first mistake really we've seen Hansen make. Sloppy handoff to Manu. So the score will remain 28-12 with 5 3/4 of a minute left in the third quarter.
She didn't take it, didn't give the quarterback a pocket, but you got to hand that to Coach Snell. This is the first mistake we've seen all night for BC. They're playing a great game.
They really are. Hard game.
She's got to do that. Right now, they're down 28-12. Nikki Johnson. Oh, here we go again.
Boy.
Here we go again, Zanero.
Whoa. Shot to the jaw there. Taken by Kylie Rossler.
I'll tell you what, this one we might really need the Canadian Mounted Police. Watch this. Everybody gets involved. I'm surprised Mitch Mortaz is not on the field.
Whoa, just out of nowhere, Kylie Rossler comes up and attacks Stevie Schnoor from the backside as well. And of course, Schnoor is going to take exception to that.
I'm surprised Tessa Barrera's not there.
So a personal foul on Kylie Rossler of the Regina Rage. And, you know, we are in Canada, Bobby, so I think she's going to have a couple of minutes in the penalty box.
Oh, absolutely. And you know what? They have to do that because there's only 14 players on a roster, and you can't throw players out of the game. It's like hockey, especially up here in Canada, like the NHL. Let her sit down for a couple minutes, but you can't throw her out of the game unless something really drastic happens.
Well, she definitely deserved that penalty because attacking an opponent from behind like that, I mean, even if you take them on face-to-face, but that was pretty out of line for Kylie Rossler.
I think hanging out with Tessa Barrera, she's starting to get that attitude.
Here we go. The Rage continue on offense. Nikki Johnson working from the gun. Giving it off. Whitney Murado, nice gain, nice end-around play.
Whitney Murado, watch this action right here. We haven't seen this all night. An end around, she takes the ball. She reminds me a lot of the CFL great Gizmo Williams, the way she can have these shifty moves and get some yards.
Did you just pull out Gizmo Williams?
One of the best players ever in the CFL.
God bless you. 2nd and 3 from the 22. Approaching the halfway point of this third quarter. And Johnson and the Regina Rage trailing by 16. They need some points right now. Questionable snap. Johnson with plenty of time. Finds a target. Caught. Complete. Very good. Murado, 11-yard gain. That's good for a first down.
Nikki Johnson looks solid in the pocket. Look at Murado's numbers right there. 2 receptions, 51 yards. She's becoming a superstar player that can score from anywhere on the field.
And certainly becoming the #1 option for Nikki Johnson, whether it's run or pass. Now in BC territory on the 17-yard line. A 1st and 10 for Johnson and the Rage. They've got a little rhythm here. They need to get it into the end zone. Again from the shotgun. Shaky snap. Johnson with the pump fake. Trying for Sydney Frolick, all 6 foot 1 inch of her, but unable to come down with an incomplete.
Andrew, you were right. In the shotgun, Nikki Johnson looks so much more comfortable. She has all kinds of time. That ball actually should have been caught by Frolick right in her hands.
Certainly has the height advantage. Maybe a little bit higher of a toss by Nikki Johnson would have made the difference. Oh, man. Look at Tessa Barrera and Stevie Stone going after her. Bobby,
are you kidding me?
That's a heavyweight square-off right there.
Tessa Barrera might have met her match. That was like Pacquiao Mayweather.
Punch for punch, shot for shot. Play continues in the LFL.
Holy
Nikki
cow.
Johnson from the gun, keeping it on the ground and keeping it to herself, picking up 4 yards on the run.
Where did that fight come from,
I don't know. That was wild.
Here's Nikki Johnson again, doing it all herself. Another Tebow-like play with a spread offense, following her blocks right here, getting good yardage.
Again, a gain of 4 yards. Kate Marshall had the tackle. It's now 3rd and 6 for the Rage as they continue to work in BC territory. They need some points. They're trailing by 16 as we approach the 2-minute mark of the third quarter.
Nikki Johnson has to come up with something big right now, Vanderbilt. They need points now before the fourth quarter starts. Nikki Johnson right now, that doesn't look too good. 3 of 9, 65 yards, but she's doing it all. She's taking control tonight. This is not like her classic passing game.
Going for it all right there. Incomplete to Whitney Murado.
Good play by Nikki Johnson. Murado with double coverage. Right there, bad snap. They're having problems with that shotgun snap. Maybe that's why they're not going back in it. But right there, she has good time. Murado double coverage, is throwing the ball away. Great play by Nikki Johnson. Go back to the line and do another play.
Fans in the stands are ready to make that completion. Now going to be a 4th and 6 for Nikki Johnson and the Rage. 14 yards away from the end zone. Ashley Richter on the receiving end of that completion. She looked like she wasn't really expecting that throw, Bobby.
That was actually a super read by Nikki Johnson. She's uncovered at the line. That play wasn't even called. She just looks, the ball's in her belly, and she gets the first down. Great read by Nikki Johnson.
Pick up the first down at the 7-yard gain. So 1st and goal, 6 yards away for Johnson back under center. Oh, nice bullet to Whitney Murado. Caught by Murado, touchdown Rage.
Johnson and Murado are on fire right now, man. They can't be stopped. This game is not over.
No, it's
not over at all. A pump fake, with great coverage, but Murado came up with the ball.
That was not an easy play, and that was one of the better plays executed today by Nikki Johnson and the Regina Rage offense. As you can see, she's making up plays in the huddle as they go along, Bobby.
Kind of like Steve Spurrier. Put it in the sand and see what can happen. Only a 10-point lead right now for BC.
You, the former Florida Gator, had to get in the Spurrier mention, but I love it being the Gamecock that I am. Here we go for the conversion as the Rage go for 2. Whoa! That's a little fan interference.
It looks like Steve Bartman play right there.
Steve Bartman at Wrigley Field has moved north to Canada, and Tessa Barrera did not care for that at all. Neither did Nikki Johnson.
That's huge. That could be huge points for Regina right there. Barrera's open, and the fan catches the ball.
I don't know if it was fully catchable, but look at the fan.
Barrera wants the ball.
Absolutely.
She wants the fan, too.
Oh, the fan flinched when Barrera faked the punch.
I'd like to see that fight. The guy's been drinking a box all night at Barrera.
I would flinch, too, if I was within 5 yards of Tessa Barrera. All right, so the Rage pulled to within 10 after that bullet pass to Whitney Murado. Back with the fourth quarter after this. As we begin the fourth quarter in Vancouver, we meet rookie sensation Kylie Rossler of the Rage.
I'm so hyped for this game. It's been a long process, and I'm just happy that finally game day is here, and I'm ready to go out there and destroy some bitches.
Well, we've seen plenty of hitting so far from Kylie Rossler. Let's see if she has some more as we play this fourth quarter. Handoff to Manu, right side. Oh, there she is. Right on cue. Number 10 in white, Kylie Rossler with the big hit on Manu, Bobby.
Speak of the devil, out of nowhere, Kylie Rossler comes up. She's not that big, but she plays big. Size does not matter to Kylie Rossler. Look at this. Bam! Wow. Now let's take a listen to that hit.
Well, you not only heard that hit, you felt that hit from that wired up. All right, Manu and the Angels as Hansen, the quarterback, drops back to pass. Caught!
You got it!
Touchdown! Beautiful completion right there from Mary Ann Hansen to Elisa Garcia. 21-yard scoring play, and just like that, the Angels are dominating again.
This offense fits perfectly with Marianne Hansen's skill set. The play action pass, not a long throw, but very accurate, just like Joe Montana.
Now a 34-18 lead for Hansen and the BC Angels. They're feeling good about their position as we approach the 7-minute mark of the fourth quarter here in Vancouver. Of course, BC, the home team, and the crowd loving this domination and loving this beautiful display, impressive display by Marianne Hansen. Going for the conversion, handoff to Manu. I think she got in. No signal yet from the referees. Yes, we do have a signal.
There we go.
A 1-point conversion, increasing their lead to 35-18.
Just a basic handoff right there. Barrera comes in, goes after the quarterback, misses Manu. Manu, with her strength, goes through 2 Rage players.
Marianne Hansen engineering this big offensive performance, and she's with Nadia Bedricki.
Marianne, you guys are firing on all cylinders out there. Tell us, what are you seeing out there?
I am seeing everyone come together. Everyone is acting like a family. Everyone is doing their job, and we're able to execute every play by play.
Thank you, Nadia. 1st and 10, and Johnson finds Sydney Froelich. Good gain of about 9 yards.
Nikki Johnson really composed on this. Nobody's open. She has all kind of time. Another bad stat, probably the 5th one tonight by Weeby. We got to correct that by the next game. She has all kind of time. Then she goes head-to-head with who else? Stevie Schnorr. It's like shadow boxing. You going there? I'm going there. I'm going there too. She gets out. She dumps the ball. Good read to who else? Freilich, your go-to Gronkowski type.
That was some good footwork right there from Stevie Schnorr, just keeping her opponent in her sights. Quick slant pass intended for Whitney Murado, behind Whitney Murado. That's incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 1 for Johnson and the Rage.
Not a good pass there by Johnson at all. She's trying too quick to score. She knows she only has 5 minutes left. She's way down in this game. She's got to stay composed. They have time. With her arm and her running ability, they have time to win this game.
In the huddles, though, it looks more and more like sandlot ball as they're just making up plays as they go along, because the coaching change really threw them behind the 8 ball.
Man, Earl, that's it. In my opinion, that's the reason why they're behind right now. Changing coaches like they did, it's tough to play together. Nikki Johnson's doing an incredible job keeping them together, though.
Going to the end zone. Tessa Barrera wide open. And a shove from behind. Look out. Ashley Hamer-Jackson not sure what she's getting into by shoving Tessa Barrera. Flags are flying.
That's the person you don't want to hit. What is the Hammer thinking? You do not. Barrera is the most feared player in the LFL.
Man.
You do not want to get her mad.
And she's looking for a fight. She's looking for a fight, I should say, any time of the day.
Look at the guys in the front row. They want to jump in the action.
It'll be a 4th and 1 for Barrera and the Regina Rage offense when we continue. Marianne Hansen and the Angel offense rocking and rolling, leading 35-18. We are back in beautiful Vancouver for this LFL Canada debut. Tessa Barrera and the Regina Rage feeling the frustration of a very frustrating day, Bobby.
Absolutely. Tessa Barrera right there showing her frustration. She got a cheap shot against her, but this has not been Tessa's best game I've ever seen her play.
Not at all. They all look out of sorts, and again, due to the lack of preparation and the coaching change that took place some 3 weeks ago, putting them behind the 8 ball. Now a 4th and 1 for Johnson. She's keeping it herself, crossing midfield, and picking up a first down for the Rage as they continue on this offensive possession.
Smart call. She called her own number. Nikki Johnson, always need a yard. As Mike Shanahan always says, if you need a yard, quarterback sneak.
Now a 1st and 10 as they move into BC Angels territory. Confusion still reigns on the offensive side of the ball for the Rage. From under center, Johnson, the quick look. Picked off. Picked off by Ashley Petrie. That could be the nail in the coffin for the Regina Rage as we approach 3.5 minutes left in the 4th period.
As bad as this looks, it's actually a blitz. Johnson's ready to throw a quick slant. Morado didn't see the blitz, and it goes the other way, Van Earl.
Ashley Petrie, all 5 foot 2 inches of her. A native of Vancouver, and coming up with a big defensive play for the BC Angels.
BC has just wore down the Rage all night. The size came into effect all night.
Nikki Johnson, also a picture of frustration. You see her numbers, not typical of what we know about Nikki Johnson.
Not at all. She's a passer. 7 out of 21. That's not what we're used to in the LFL, but she had to do a lot more tonight. I give her a lot of credit.
Stephanie Manu continuing to be the workhorse for the look at her. Just battle. Just fight. She is one tough football player.
Wow, let's watch this again. I think she ran through the entire team. Again, just a basic handoff. She's shedding tacklers like nothing. Look at this, Sydney Fralick, who's a beast herself. It was
just
like nothing.
Throwing her aside.
Incredible.
And remember, Stephanie Manu is playing with a broken nose. That's why she has a special face mask, and she's already approaching 100 yards on the ground for this game. That's very impressive.
That's incredible. She's going to set an LFL Canada record, the first player ever to get 100 yards.
2nd and 2 for the BC Angels. Hansen, had her target in the form of Kate Marshall, but a little bit off the mark, incomplete.
Play action pass. She didn't set her feet. Again, she looks good in the play action. Kate Marshall wide open. Probably would have been another score, but she didn't set her feet and overthrew the pass.
And with some more game experience, her feet will settle down, and she will realize just that extra beat of patience will certainly pay off for her. 3rd and 2 now for Hansen and the Angels as we approach the 2-minute mark. There she comes, Stephanie Manu, right side. Lost the football, but I think she was down. I think she was down. Yeah, BC will retain possession there. Another 6 yards for Stephanie Manu.
She is, like I said before, a beast. This time of the game, 2 minutes left. All you want to do is run the clock out, take the win, 35-18. You give it to her to run, and she wants more points, Van Earl.
The 2-minute warning has arrived in this 4th quarter. Sydney Frolick feeling the pain of trailing as Ashley Petrie picks off a Nikki Johnson pass to most likely seal the deal on this LFL Canada debut. It's been a dominating performance by the BC Angels in this LFL Canadian debut. A big reason, their head coach, Kevin Snell, who's still coaching.
Hey, don't be shy.
And don't forget our next edition of LFL Saturday Night Football, the same BC Angels against the Saskatoon Sirens. For the Angels, looking to add to their 35-18 advantage, Marianne Hansen, their quarterback, has played beautifully because she's been able to hand it off to Stephanie Manu. Oh my goodness, Bobby.
There she is again. I would hate to see this offense without Manu, but you know what? If she can do this, to give it to her all night long. Nobody around her. She plows through another Rage player. Stephanie Manu, in my opinion, is definitely the MVP of this game tonight.
And yet another altercation. And shocking and surprising, Tessa Barrera. I didn't know anything about that. What are you looking at me for? Uh-oh. Fans are starting to get on Tessa Barrera. The Angels still are going to line up for their conversion, their points after that Manu touchdown. By the way, Manu has gone over the 100-yard mark for this game. That is a monumental achievement.
That is so impressive. The first LFL Canada game ever, and she goes over 100. It's unbelievable. Congratulations to her.
We've had Tessa Barrera mic'd up all night long. She's still talking.
I love Tessa Barrera. She is so used to winning championships. She does not like losing games like this.
Well, wait a second. Stephanie Manu got stopped. Well, she still gained yards, but she finally got stopped.
A little too late, Vandro. You know what? This defense, they've had enough of Stephanie Manu. They're going to have dreams of Stephanie Manu.
Absolutely. Conversion is no good for the Angels, so the score is 41-18. BC totally in charge. I guess she's having fun with the fans. I think the fans are taking it more serious than she is right now.
I wouldn't be surprised knowing her. If they keep it up, she might jump up in the stands. I mean, she is that fiery.
As a matter of fact, this is the perfect time to play the greatest hits of Tessa Barrera.
You think you're fucking dumb?
That would be Tessa Barrera.
Holy cow, she's gnarly, and I love it.
She certainly adds a whole lot of flavor and spice to the LFL. Rage on offense again, and not surprising, incomplete pass from Nikki Johnson. Hey, to the center, Janelle Weeby.
Nikki Johnson trying to hit Weeby right there. Weeby, Van Earl, is a firefighter during the offseason.
I don't know who any of you fucking losers are. Weird. So weird. What's my name? Say my name, bitch. Say my fucking name. You won't say my name. You won't say my name.
Nikki Johnson and the Rage trying to scrape up a few more yards of offense and maybe some few more points. Handoff to Kylie Rossler. Nice little gain, pickup of 8 yards.
Even though this is a big loss for the Rage, Van Earl, I really think by the end of the season, this team will come around. They have a lot of talent.
Exactly. They've got talent on the roster. Tessa Barrera, one of those very talented players, brings a lot of fire. Nikki Johnson, a very good quarterback. They just got to get a little bit more organized. Now 3rd and 3. Another handoff to Kylie. Whoa! Rossler. How about the clothesline from Ashley, the Hammer Jackson?
The Hammer. Rossler coming outside the Hammer. I haven't seen a clothesline since the 60s. Wow.
Mike Curtis of the Baltimore Colts. Jack Tatum of the Oakland Raiders. Wow. Oh my goodness. Inspiring memories of 60s football. Nikki Johnson keeping it herself, taking it down inside the 15. Gain of 11 yards.
4th and 2, Nikki Johnson calls her own number. She's like a coach out there. She knows what plays in the situation. She knows she can get 2 yards. Stiff arm right there. She got 5 players coming at her. With 31 seconds in the game, she does not give up.
There is absolutely no give up in Nikki Johnson.
Hey, goes. At the end of this game, what happens on the field stays on the field.
One final coaching note from BC head coach Kevin Snell, and it's a positive one too.
Coach Snell is a class act for saying that, and it shows. This team has defined itself as the #1 team in LFL Canada.
Johnson going to the end zone. Whitney Murado unable to bring it in. another display of frustration on the part of the Regina Rage.
That shows the strength of Nikki Johnson's arm. Like RG3, she's not scared to throw to double coverage. On the money, ball should have been caught by Murata.
Should have been. Trying to duplicate their efforts that they displayed at the end of the first half here at the end of the game. Just 3 seconds left. This will be the last play. Again, as we have been saying, an impressive performance by the BC Angels, scoring 41 points. A disorganized performance by the Regina Rage. They need some more practice time. They'll get it together. They've got the talent to do so.
They will get it together. Both teams played an error-free ball game, only a couple penalties. Good action here in LFL Canada.
Very good action. Great debut for LFL Canada as the ball falls to the ground and the clock hits 0 and the frustration evident for Nikki Johnson.
Nikki Johnson, she was 4-0 last year in Las Vegas. She's not used to losing either, but she'll be back. She'll bring this team back. Regina is a team that will be a contender in short time.
The Angels celebrating their win in this first ever contest of LFL Canada. Bobby, how about a look at the final numbers for this contest?
Just like the halftime stats, Van Earl, if you look at the time of possession, Regina has almost double what BC have. But on the scoreboard, 41-18. The BC Angels just could not be stopped tonight.
Nadia Bedricki has more with the game's MVP.
Stephanie, you were a machine out there. What was going through your mind when you were literally running people down out there?
I was just looking for the gaps. I just thought to go out there, run hard, keep my eyes up and look for the gaps, and luckily there was a shitload of them today.
Congratulations. Marianne, you had to step up your game tonight in order for your team to hold on to that #1 ranking, and you did. So how does it feel to win your first LFL Canada game?
Oh my God, it feels amazing. And all I have to say is I am not a rookie anymore.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Excellent point made by the winning quarterback, Marianne Hansen, and a big congrats to Stephanie Manu for her 100-yard performance on the ground. So from Nadia Bedricki and Bobby Huco, I'm Van Earl Wright, thanking you for tuning us in. Check us out next time on LFL Saturday Night Football, BC against Saskatoon.